Mega Mike, the movie man, does whatever a movie reviewer can. Will review movies when he can. So look out! Here comes Mega Mike, the movie man, with a Spider-Man 2 review. I'm going to give you the good, I'm going to give you the bad, and my recommendation on whether you should go back and see this one or not in preparation for Spider-Man No Way Home. So let's get started.
I believe there's a hero in all of us. Gives us strength, makes us noble. Even though sometimes we have to give up the thing we want the most.
Now to get into the good of the movie. Now the returning cast is great. Tobey Maguire back as Peter Parker and Spider-Man is fantastic. He does a great job showing the daily struggles of Peter, how he's trying to balance everything in his life, a school, job, relationships, with still being Spider-Man. And I really like that story arc in this movie where he gets so overburdened and he stops being Spider-Man, and you kind of see how his life would play out without being Spider-Man. But then he realizes how much he's needed as a superhero and that there are still people that appreciate what he does as Spider-Man, and so he takes back up that mantle, and that is such a great story plot element. And then to see J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, that character just looks like he leaped right off the comic book pages into this movie, and he just does a great job. So charismatic, had some really funny moments. He is over the top, but in a good way where you're very entertained by him, and he just fits that character role so perfectly. And then all the new characters as well do a great job in this movie. Seeing Alfred Molina as Dr. Otto Octavius and Dr. Octopus. He does a great job in both of those roles. You get to see some sympathy from him when he is a scientist and he's really trying to do what he thinks is right and is going to better humanity. And so you connect to him right at the beginning, but then you see how he becomes a villain in Dr. Octopus. And he has some great moments and plays off of Spider-Man quite well. You know, how power can corrupt someone and what greed can do against someone as well. And his mechanical arms are so awesome in this movie. And to see all the action scenes with his mechanical arms, before I wasn't a big Dr. Octopus fan, but this movie made me a big fan of that villain character. He is just done so well. And there's a lot of emotional scenes in addition to the action scenes with him and Spider-Man, especially towards the end of the movie. So that is all done well. The cast here is fantastic.
No matter what I do,
Do you love me or not?
no matter how hard I try,
I want Spider-Man dead.
it's the ones I love who will always be the ones who pay.
I can't keep thinking about you. I'm getting married.
I want a life of my own. I'm Spider-Man. No more.
Now some more good. What is great in this movie are all the action-packed scenes. This superhero movie still has some of the best action scenes I've ever seen in a superhero movie. The bank scene, the dock scene, and the best action scene of all. The train sequence is fantastic. Just to see how Spider-Man swings through the air and through different obstacles and how he moves and is saving people with his spider webs and fighting Dr. Octopus on the train. It is just great to see that clash. And then how it gets so heartfelt when Spider-Man saves everybody on the train, but all that energy just takes him out, and all the people back him up, letting them know that he will not have a secret revealed at all, and they're going to protect Spider-Man. And that is such a great, emotional, impactful scene. Now to get into the bad of the movie. Well, great thing here, there isn't a whole lot of negatives. I actually really had to think about this one to see if there was any drawbacks, and I came up with a couple of them. The first one was that there is a sequence that feels a little repetitive from the first movie, and that is when the building is on fire in this movie and Peter Parker goes in to save someone. Well, they just had that type of sequence in the first Spider-Man movie where Spider-Man goes into a building that's on fire to try to save one. So that just felt a little repetitive. Even though the scene works perfectly fine within this movie, it just felt like it was already done before. Let's have another type of sequence. And then the second negative is, why did they have to have Dr. Octopus die at the end of this movie? Dr. Octopus was such an awesome character. I would have enjoyed if they had him live and use him for like Spider-Man 3 or even another Spider-Man movie down the road in the same Tobey Maguire timeline of movies, because he was just such a great character. And we already had Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin die in the last movie, and now to see Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus die, it's just too many villains dying in each of the movie. I would like them to save some of the really good villains for other movies. Now to get into my recommendation of the movie. Now, should you see this movie in preparation for Spider-Man No Way Home? Yes, absolutely, because we know based off the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home that Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus is back in that movie. So I think just to get a little bit more background on the Dr. Octavius, Dr. Octopus character, go back, watch this movie again, and then hopefully that connection will help you be a little bit more invested in that character in the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Plus, this Spider-Man 2 movie is one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. I still have this movie on my top 10 superhero movie list of all time. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that ranking list. But yes, this movie is amazing in every way. It is such a great superhero movie with all the arcing character story plots and just how it is so well done. It's action packed, has tons of emotion, great characters.
Let's see who's behind the mask.
So that will do it for today's Spider-Man 2 review. Remember, you can find the Spider-Man Tobey Maguire movies streaming for free on Universal's streaming platform Peacock, so make sure you check it out there. And then let me know in the comments, is Spider-Man 2 one of your favorite superhero movies of all time, just like it is for me? And if you're discovering my channel for the first time, and the best part of your day is watching and talking movies, then you're definitely in the right place, and make sure you click that subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any future content. I'm going to get you movie reviews, movie rankings, movie news, and movie hauls. Also, like the video, and this is Mega Mike, the movie man, out here reminding you to make every day a movie day.